a giant. Look at this fish. That is awesome. That is a big walleye. Today on Jon Thelen's Destination-Fish, we start by chasing midsummer walleyes. Lindy Rigs may have caught more walleyes than any other presentation over the years, and today we add a few more. Jon Thelen's Destination-Fish is brought to you by Lindy Fishing Tackle and Alumacraft Boats. Nicest part of the day right here. A lot of times wind's gonna come up today. Wanted to get out here bright and early. There's a fish right there, right away. Look at that. Man, this is why we wanted to get out there early. That fish picked it up right here. I'm just getting started. Right there, got him. Look at that, exactly how we wanted to start our day. And exactly why we got up early to get on the water. To try to get after some of these walleyes that are going to be up on feeding structure before the wind actually takes control of them and moves them around and spreads them out, because it'll spread the bait out sometimes. Great fish to start our day. Here we go. Right there, perfect. Look at that. Awesome walleye to start. Man, that's 5 minutes. And he's gonna go home for dinner tonight, but holy smokes, what a start, huh? Look at that. We're gonna Lindy rig today. Tried and true. One of the best ways to catch walleyes that there's ever been. And maybe, just maybe, the technique that has caught more walleyes than any other technique fishing, especially in the North Country where we spend so much time fishing live bait. Man, what an awesome walleye to start. Man, technology's just come so far over the years. I'm able to actually, between the Lake Master map that I've got and the spot I'm fishing and that Minn Kota trolling motor, I'm able to just creep right along this edge. And you know, you think back to when I was a kid and I'd go fishing with my dad and my grandpas. You know, I mean, there was no such thing as this. We just kind of picked an area and trolled. And you know, nowadays, we're able to pick little spots apart, and that's exactly why we're catching fish today. We're just picking little spots apart. It's amazing how far technology has come and what it's done to just flat out make us more efficient fishing. Being able to paint this edge I'm painting and do it with that Minn Kota and be able to look at what the bottom looks like on that graph. It's really phenomenal when you think about it. Got him. Feels like a pretty decent fish. Just coming around this corner and this fish bit it. And he really kind of put me in a tough spot. And sometimes that happens where you'll be just turning in the wind. And one of the things you want to do is, instead of panicking when it's happening, what I'll do is what I did right there. Just go ahead and let your line go and just get the boat moving in the direction you need it to go, and you're gonna be just fine. Just let the boat turn while you're releasing line to that fish, because while the fish is taking line, you're gonna be just fine. Look at that, another good walleye. You're gonna be just fine coming around that corner because that fish doesn't know you're there. He's picked that leech up and he's swimming with it. He has no idea that you're there. The only way that you're gonna run into a problem there is if you try to set the hook at an angle where you can't get it done on him. Look at that, another great walleye. Let me tell you a little bit about location, how we're doing this. What I'm looking for early in the morning like this is those locations where those fish are gonna come up and feed, and I've got a nice stretch that I can actually work. You know, tips are nice, humps are nice, stuff you can go around. You can work these areas really, really easy with a Lindy rig because you're moving at a slow enough speed that you can pick these areas apart. Keep going back and forth on them, keep beating it up, because here's the deal. All I'm doing is watching that graph and I'm catching fish. Jon Thelen's Destination-Fish is brought to you by these fine sponsors. Got him. I was just coming out around this tip, and that fish was there. He picked it on me, and it was funny because I felt like maybe I blew it. But what happened is he just picked it up, came back toward me. You know, one thing I tell people, don't ever give up on a fish. If you think that you had a bite, or if you are sure there was a fish there, don't give up on him. Keep coming to him. Keep acting like that fish is still there. Good walleye. Look at that one. Look at that. But yeah, that fish right here, he picked it up and come straight at me. And if I wouldn't have stayed with him believing that he's a fish and that he's still there, I never would have got him. But he kept coming straight at me. What a start this morning. Look at that fish. I want to talk to you a little bit about what I'm using, why I'm using it. I'm using Lindy Rig. And this is the 50th anniversary Lindy Rig. It's a great system because it's 10-foot snells with fluorocarbon line. And what that fluorocarbon line does is it makes it so the fish just flat out can't see it. But number two is so many of these bodies of water are able to, the zebra mussels end up on the bottom in these hard spots where we're fishing like today. And what happens is they can actually cut your line. Fluorocarbon is super tough so that you don't got to worry about them cutting your line. But here's the deal with the 50th anniversary Lindy Rig. It comes in a variety of colors. You can get it in all kinds of hook colors. They've all got a bead, and then on top of that, they've got various hook sizes. So you can get a size 6. That's what I'm using today, fishing a leech. You can get a size 4. You can get a minnow size. You can get a 2-hook crawler size. There's a lot of different options out there. They come 4 or 5 on a package, so all you do is cut the bag off and untwist it and put it on. The other thing I want to show you is I fish a no snag sinker. Here's what's great about the no snag. It's got balsa up in the top, and what that balsa in the top does is it makes it so that if you do get snagged up, you can just go slack on your line, drive back over the top, and that sinker will actually stand up so you can pop it right back out of the snag. Now today, this is an area where I might bump into a rock or two, so this no snag sinker is gonna keep me fishing all day long, and I'm not gonna have a problem. I'm not gonna get hung up. And man, I'll tell you, at the rate they're biting this morning, we don't want to be hung up. We want to be fishing. Today we are fishing 12 to 16 feet along shoreline drop-offs. 50th anniversary Lindy Rigs with snells trimmed to 8 feet and number 6 chartreuse hooks are the ticket. 1/4 ounce no snag sinkers are keeping our rigs tipped with leeches 1 foot above bottom while we crawl along at 0.5 miles per hour. Air temps are in the high 60s and water temps are in the low 70s with 5 mile per hour north winds. You know, these Alumacraft boats are full of great features, and I think one of the neatest ones that they've come up with over the last few years is these toe kicks. And what that toe kick is just an indentation down on the floor on the side. So when you're leaning over the side to net a fish, you're leaning over to kind of fight a fish, maybe you're washing your hands, whatever it may be, you can lock your toes in. It's going to keep you from falling over the side of the boat. Great safety feature. And there he is, right there. This one almost felt like he picked it up and swam with it. Kind of a strange hit. There he is. That's what he did. He just picked it up and swam with me. I could feel him. It was the strangest. It was just, all of a sudden there was a little bit of weight, and then I felt a couple doo-doo, you know, and I suppose what he did is he just grabbed that leech from behind and just kept coming. And I guess that's a great example of, you know, all the different hits you'll get on a Lindy Rig. Sometimes you'll just get this big vicious wham, they'll just nail it. And then the next fish, he'll just grab it and swim with it. But it goes to show you that you're getting a crack. Oh yeah, nice walleye. Look at that one. Great fish. Man, what a morning. What a great morning of fishing. This has just been phenomenal. It's just one after another. And you know, it's, what do you do? Get him, look at that, he got unhooked in the net. We got a little bit lucky there. That right there is just another awesome Lindy Rig fish. Man, if you're looking at something that you haven't done in a long time and you had to pick something out and say, I'm gonna go do this or that because I know it caught fish in the past for me, Lindy Rigs. I'm telling you, it's a really simple deal. Stop at your local retailer. You can buy those Lindy Rigs prepackaged, the 50th anniversary edition. And man, I'll tell you what, they've got everything you need right there. Pick up a couple null snags and man, just go do this. That's just too much fun, man. Jon Thelen's Destination Fish has been brought to you by these great sponsors.